What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. Guys, it has been a while, okay? A while since I've been on here doing my reaction videos, but you already know we're back to it, okay? If you see me here, you already know we're back to it. I have so much stuff to catch up on, as well as I have so many DMs of other content that you guys want me to react to that I'm going to be doing as well. So, of course, shout out to the Lapeef Network. Shout out to the Lapeef Network. They had a little, I won't even say a setback, but they were, down for like a couple days, and they came back full force with all the conversations and all the things that we all want to know, we want to hear, the Kayla and Anton dynamic. So I'm really excited about getting into all of these videos, but we're just going to go ahead and get right to it.
Everything in the fruit section, you can go get a whole box of strawberries and snack on that, or you can go get a bag of Lay's and bust that down. They gonna bust that bag of Lay's with all of them preservatives.
Terminologies
because I'm using extremes in order to illustrate a point. People are going to go get the big bag of Lay's and they gonna bust through that whole day, and then they gonna try to tell me that they need to preserve the strawberries. Come on, man. Like, honestly, if we really just want to be honest, it don't cost nothing to eat healthy. Real talk.
But price comparison, Anton, a whole thing of strawberries would be more than $4, and that's how much a bag of Lay's is. A whole thing of strawberries. I buy fresh produce, so I'm telling you. You said a whole box of strawberries, right?
Not
the
a
big
box.
thing of strawberries.
The little thing of strawberries.
Like $9. So I know they can't get and a whole bag of Lay's.
$9. Hold up. It is no. The first price that she said for like a box of strawberries, she said $4, around $5. Yes, $9. I don't know where that is, but no, it is like $4 or $5 for like a container of strawberries. That's true. What he's saying about its choices, it is true. I mean, you can go and get like a head of lettuce for like, I don't know, $2-3. And what's very interesting is you can spend money on bad food, on fast food, on all those other kind of foods, and in a couple hours you're going to be hungry again. Most of the time, whenever your body gets the proper nutrition, like carrots, or I'm just throwing stuff out there like lettuce, leafy greens and stuff like that, you end up being fuller longer because it's actually providing nutrients to your body. So it's all the food is working. So you end up having a more long-lasting effect than spending like maybe $4 getting a 4 for $4, and then in 2-3 hours you're hungry again, like you didn't eat anything because it's not real food.
$5 max if you get the family size.
No, it be people doing a grocery store at the corner store, and they be paying triple than what they would pay at the grocery store.
True.
I think it's more so like a information, like an educational, I guess aspect that can be talked about here, because I don't think that people just are like, "Ooh, I want to be unhealthy. I want my family to be unhealthy." I think it's more so just what's available, what's convenient.
Okay, are you telling me that you're right, but no, and it ain't what's
no? Kay's right for sure about that point. Like, some people just don't know, and you can't hurt somebody for what they don't know. Like, some people just don't know better, or don't know how to do better, don't know that they in their mind they might say like, oh, all that healthy stuff is more expensive, not realizing that it's really not. So I think to an extent that is true.
And you telling me, listen, there is a grocery store, and let's be clear, I don't care what urban community you live in, whatever, there is a grocery store somewhere around you. And if you telling me that they don't sell fruit and vegetables in that grocery store,
I never said anything like that.
I'm not talking about you specifically.
Oh, okay.
If you telling me that people ain't walking past all of that fruit and vegetables as soon as you come in on the right hand side, right? If you telling me that people ain't overwhelmingly walking past the fruits and vegetables, and I don't even want to hear about the poor thing, because people, they do what's important to them. People get done what's important to
That's
you.
true.
Straight up. And if you telling me that they not walking past all of the good stuff and going straight to the middle of the aisle and getting that Captain Crunch, you know what I'm saying? They getting all of the work. They getting every single thing that's bad for them. I'm not going for it. All of that junk is a choice. All of it.
And
I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. People have this mindset that because he's saying this about people who maybe are not as financially well off that are making these choices, that like, oh, he thinks he's better than people and stuff like that. And it's just ultimately true because it depends on what your mindset is. Because culturally, if people have less resources, it will depend on what it is that they're going to eat, right? Like if they're, I don't know, I'm going to use, I'll use like a Latin person for an example, right? Their priority is going to be, okay, we need to get and this is not to be, I'm just being real, right? I'm talking about people that I know. If they have a couple dollars, they're going to go and get like a pack of chicken, some rice, and some beans maybe. Something that they can make that's going to be food, Whereas you'll have other people who might go get like a box of macaroni and cheese and like, processed foods or something that you can put in the microwave and heat up a hungry man meal. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's all about choices, You can have $5. How you spend that $5 depends on the choices that you're going to make. So, excuse me, I genuinely agree with what Anton just said.
It's just not. When I was in college, I was poor. And I could tell you a box of Captain Crunch and milk, I could get that whole thing for $5, and that could be like 6 meals. I don't know what y'all are thinking. Like, poor people just don't want to, like, economically,
no,
it takes more to eat healthy. It just does.
Or you could get no, if you have $6, hold on a second. And we all know, like, obviously she's not lying. People that go to college, they struggle sometimes, okay? So, for sure. But it's your mindset. Because with that same exact mindset, somebody can say, okay, I'm going to go get a head of cabbage, which is maybe $2. I'm going to chop it up. I'm going to make, like, a stir fry with it. Then maybe, so $6, so take away $2, you have $4 left. Okay, I'm going to go get some, a couple of potatoes or something like that, and they're gonna make a completely different meal that's more healthy. It may not be as, cereal and milk is monotonous, so it might be a monotonous meal, but they might figure out a different way to be able to do the same thing. Or I'm gonna buy a head of lettuce, I'm gonna buy some carrots, some this, some that, and I'm gonna have a salad one night, I'm gonna have lettuce wraps another night, I'm going to have, you know what I'm saying? So it really is choice and mindset. It really, really is.
A chicken and some lettuce and eat that. That could be 7 meals.
See?
A pack of chicken and some lettuce?
Yeah.
No.
They have nice packs of chicken that are not that expensive.
True.
And you can get a pack of chicken and lettuce for $5.
Probably 6, 7, yeah.
I have $5.
But you cannot get a box of Captain Crunch and a gallon of milk for $5. You cannot get that for $5. That's why you see a lot of the college students that don't have any finances or don't have money or whatever, they're getting like the pack of ramen noodles, okay, that they could eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's like what, $1 or $2 for like a pack of 6. That's completely different, and that's, oh my gosh, but that's completely different. But no, $5, you cannot get like I think a box of cereal is like $4 or $5. Just for the box of cereal. That's with no milk, no nothing.
I mean, it's what, $2 difference?
I'm not getting a pack of chicken. I have $5 and I need to feed 6 meals. A pack of chicken and some lettuce is not. You're gonna be hungry.
I better get ramen or whatever.
No, some people you can buy like a pack of chicken breasts for like $4 or $5 and figure out the rest later. At least you have protein. I don't know. I think you can't buy cereal and milk for that. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section.
That's what I'm saying. You better get some ramen and you better get some Captain Crunch and some milk. And I'm telling you, you eat for 6 meals. A pack of chicken and you'll be hungry. Every time you eat, you'll still be hungry.
No, chicken is actually filling.
I just literally did a whole show where I'm breaking down the world economics and where it is that we fit in as far as how much money we make. We live in the richest country in the world. Literally, I see homeless people walking around fat.
Yeah.
Real talk, they eating good every day. Real talk, and I know because I worked with them. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. It's people that live in third world countries, yo. They find food to.
Tell the truth, Anton. Tell the truth, Anton.
And we literally have the option to go to the grocery store. You telling me that the way that people eat is not a choice?
Have you ever not had food, Anton?
No, I've always eaten good.
Okay.
Always.
Wait, proven.
But it's still a choice. I've always eaten good, but I picked and chose whether I wanted to go to the lettuce aisle or whether I wanted to go to the other aisle.
You've never not had food or never had $5 to last.
Kayla, you said that you was raised in a well-to-do family, and now you telling me how poor you was.
I went to school. Well, my education was paid for, but I still had to eat, buy books, buy clothes.
Didn't give you allowance?
No, I went to school in 2009. My family's business is in real estate.
What does that mean?
I guess if you're not involved in economics, you don't know what that meant. But no, she had money to pay for my education.
Oh, so I think that was around the recession time. I think that's why she draw reference to that, saying 2009. I'm pretty sure, or the market, something was going on with the market at that time. So I think that's why she's saying that that's the business. So maybe they didn't really have it like that to give her like extra allowance. They just had just enough. Let's see.
That is it. I had to figure the rest out myself. I had to feed myself, clothe myself, buy my own toiletries. I was waitressing. I was doing whatever I could to make sure that I could survive. And I'm grateful for those times because I can identify with people who haven't had. I've identified with people who've worked 2-3 jobs to make ends meet, to eat ramen, to eat trash, to just make sure that they could feed their kids or whatever the situation is. So I think without those experiences, maybe I would feel like you do. But because I was to the point when I worked in a restaurant, it humbled me.
But the choice of eating, because she said eating trash, that is still ultimately a choice. Because you can have $3-4, you can buy some eggs, you can buy some bread, and you can have breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, and that's just being real. It really, with whatever $4 or $5 you have, what you do with that is ultimately up to you. I mean, you can have a pack of ramen. Yes, that's extremely unhealthy. It's so unhealthy. The sodium levels are mind-boggling. But some people will take that, get some scallion, get some cabbage, or get some leafy greens and make it into something that's, at least they have a lot of vegetables in it. Like, there's so many different options, but it ultimately depends on where your mindset is and what you're choosing to do. It is a choice. It is.
I had to take food home from work because I didn't have food. So I just feel like, and that was also a pride thing. I didn't want to call home and say that I couldn't figure it out. So I figured it out on my own, right? So I just think that everybody needs to have some type of experience like this, humbling experience, to understand.
We all came from the hood. What you talking about?
I just asked you if you've ever been hungry. You said no.
No, I didn't. Even when I was in the hood, I wasn't hungry.
Okay, so you weren't, just because you were in the hood doesn't mean that you didn't have. Because my mom grew up in the hood too, but my grandma also worked 2 jobs.
You literally just told me that your
they never went hungry.
No. You, hold on. You just told me that your college was paid for, which means that your parents paid for it, correct?
Most of it, yeah.
But your pride kept you from calling home, no?
No, I mean, I got an on-campus job.
You just said that your pride kept you from calling home.
Yeah, like when I would be irresponsible. Yeah, but
that was a choice. You didn't go to running in the Victim Olympics.
So he's about to flip this conversation a little bit different, but I just want to touch on something before they continue their conversation. And this is like a double-edged sword, but it's a difference when you are maybe like, I don't know, raising children and you're on your own and you have to make certain decisions and, figure out how to feed like multiple people. But it still depends on choice. There's still other options that you can make. It doesn't mean that you're always going to have the exact best option, but it's making the the best out of the situation. Okay, we're not gonna act like there's people who don't struggle, and we're not gonna act like if you go and get like I said, a 4 for $4, that's not something that's going to sustain. But I mean, that's not going to feed you at the time. But is it something that's going to sustain? You know, there's a lot of people out there that know how to change the situation. Okay, I'm gonna buy lettuce, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna make sure that when I do have $20, I'm gonna buy a lot of staples, a big bag of rice, or whatever it is, so that we can work off of this out of health. You know, like, and it also depends on where you come from. It's all about your knowledge. Some people will go and buy a hand of green bananas and steam it. That's way healthier than even eating rice, right? They'll buy like that. They'll buy mushrooms. They'll buy something that is more healthier, and they're not even spending the amount of money that you think that they're spending. So it is still about choice.
It's something about myself that if my parents created the space for me and they gave me opportunity, and I maybe made mismanaged money and things.
Oh, okay. So now we get into the thick of it. The point of it is that it was a choice. It was all a choice. It had nothing to do with you being poor and starving. You can't sit here and tell me that your parents paid for education for you to go. Where did you go? To Howard? Howard is expensive.
It is.
So you sitting here telling me that your parents
paid for you to go?
Hold on. Your parents paid for you to go to Howard. You fumbled the bag, made some bad choices, and then you had too much pride to go home, and you sitting here talking about the Victim Olympics as though you was running in it.
No one said anything about going home. I meant calling home for money.
I said call home.
I wasn't calling home for money at that time.
At that time?
I actually didn't call home for money ever. I got a job. I was down for a little bit, but I started making money, and I started actually making good money, and I was making about $1 a week, and I figured it out myself. I didn't need to call home.
But it's still all a choice. It's all you. You wasn't
right, but I took responsibility for my own
You wanted to embrace being poor so that you can relate to people or some crap like that.
That's not pride. When you are competent and you make mistakes, I respect and my family respects people that correct them, not ask for someone to help them when someone's already helped you.
But
so
Kayla,
I did what I needed to do. What is wrong with that?
You weren't poor. That's not poor.
No, that's not poor.
Okay, so if I broke down and called home, I wouldn't have been poor. But I was in that situation.
You had a roof over your head.
You wasn't.
Yeah,
but I was hungry.
To go to college.
I was hungry though.
Poor.
And you fumbled the bag, and then you neglected to call home.
I didn't neglect to call home. I wasn't calling home because I was going to figure it out, which I did.
But the point was that it's all a choice.
The point was that you had the option to do that. People who are really poor, they don't have anybody to help them. They don't have anybody that they can call that can save them in a situation, even if they need it. They don't have any of these options. Their lights are off. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally don't have it. They don't have it. The situation that she was in, that was not the same situation at all.
Okay, but what about the people that don't have the choices?
Wait. No.
Hold on.
Because your example don't hit. Your example don't hit.
It doesn't matter. My example, my whole thing was saying that when you're in a humbling position, you can understand people who don't have choice. People who don't have someone to call to help them. That's what the whole point is that you guys are saying every single person in poverty, it's just a choice that they're in poverty and they could just figure it out. And instead of...
Nobody said that. Nobody said that people who are in poverty, it's a choice that they're in poverty. Nobody said that at all. What they did say was that when it comes... Well, I don't know if that was at the beginning of the conversation, but in this conversation that we're watching right now, that was never stated. What was stated was, even if you are in poverty, you have the opportunity to make healthier choices with the money that you have or with the resources that you have to feed yourself. That's what was stated, which is true. You do have choices. There's some people who are impoverished or live in poverty and they eat really good still. Okay, they don't play. They don't play about eating in a healthier lifestyle. There's other people who make different choices. And there's some people who aren't even in poverty who make bad choices when it comes to health and food. So it's not going to change just because you have like less resources. No, if you have a certain mindset, that's what's going to make you eat and cook and, certain certain things. It's all about choices, not the lifestyle. We never said the lifestyle was everybody's ultimate choice. We never said that.
Healthy food, they buy bad food because they just like bad food. And I'm trying to let you know that it's not.
Your point don't hit though, because yours was still a choice and you wanted to go through the struggle for whatever reason. I don't know. I wasn't you. I don't know what your experience is. But your point don't hit with regard to this situation, because we're using examples in order to illustrate whether or not things are a choice and people have the decision to do what they want to do versus what they have to do. And
Right.
you can't use yourself as an example to illustrate what you had to do, because everything you did was based off of your own decision making.
What I'm using my example for is to speak on other people who are
You
poor,
can't
who don't
speak
have
on it.
choice. Yes, I
can't
am.
relate.
I was with these people.
Can't
I
relate.
work with these people.
You can't. I
I know
have
the
to. You
situation.
can't relate.
One of my good friends that was the bartender where I work had 2 kids, no help. I heard these stories. I live with these people. So you trying to tell me
can't relate?
that
No, you can't.
it doesn't matter whether I can relate or not. I'm humble and I have empathy enough to be able to understand where these people are coming from and know the situation. It's not that easy.
I understand what she's saying. She's just trying to, defend the underdog or defend, the people who are in poverty and are making these choices. However, you can defend whatever you want to defend, but it doesn't negate the fact that people always are ultimately going to have choices. It doesn't negate that, whether they're poor or rich. It doesn't mean that you're talking bad about people for making bad health choices. It doesn't mean that, because there's people who are in poverty, who probably live in the same exact situation. And when you see what they're eating, you're like, oh, wow, like, you're eating like this? Like, you're eating so healthy and so this, and because of their mindset. And then you have other people who are in that same situation and they're saying like, oh, well, looking at the glass half empty. Well, this is the only thing I can afford. This is all I got money for. And you have other people who are like eating like kings because they're like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to spend money on that. I'm not going to spend money on this. I'm going to make sure that we're always eating like this. It's always choices. It's always choices. Now, of course, if we talk about you only got like $2, okay, that's a whole different story. But we're talking about there's always going to be certain choices. We're not obviously talking about like all, as Anton just said, there's a plethora of different people in the world and everybody has choices. I don't want to even go too far deep in that.
No.
Okay, well, how about you go give out money to all the people, Anton? Since you
I do. I give it out every single day. I've given out $6,000
I have a list
over the
of more
last
people for
12
you
days.
that I'll put in the chat.
I do it every day on my show. I give away $500 to $1,000. I invest in people's businesses. I give it out live. No. You wanted to call me. No.
Can I give you that list of people?
Add me to that list, Kayla.
You wanted to call me out. And so
Q said, add her to the list.
that you call me out, I'm going to show the receipts. I give out relentlessly. I give out over $10,000 every single month to the people.
So can I send you a list of people in need?
Hold on. Don't overtalk me now. Don't overtalk me now, because literally on my other channel, I document me going out in the street and literally giving money away every single month.
Okay, so what is the problem with giving more away?
Look, see, what? you want to get away from what it was that we caught you up in.
Again, you've never been hungry, so I don't really. You don't identify.
You're right, but at the same time, hold on, JR. But you know what the difference is?
If anyone's closer, it's not you.
You know what the difference is? You know what the difference is?
So
nope. You know what the difference is between you and I?
Identify with these people because you give them money.
Okay, but for what Kayla's saying right there, I understand what she's saying, because she's saying if there's anybody that even could optionally identify with people who have gone hungry before, it would be her. And that would be true, because she literally just said that she did. Whether it was her choice, whether it was her own mishaps, or the fact that she didn't call home, she knows that kind of feeling. And Anton clearly stated that he does not know that feeling. So when it comes to her saying that, I honestly, yeah, I agree with what she's saying. Obviously, because she just said it, that she's been hungry before. He said that he has never been hungry before. So I would agree that she would be closer to having that mindset than he would.
You
Don't.
identify with them or their
You called me
circumstances.
out and
That doesn't
said,
mean you
why don't
understand
you go out and give money? And I proved that I did. The difference between you and I is that I'm willing to admit that I never went hungry because we both came from privileged backgrounds. You unwilling to admit it because you're trying to prove a point. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be
Yeah.
wrong. You can't relate. You can't relate to a person that never had and had to scrape it up on their own.
If either one of us could, it's me, and it's not you, and that's the fact.
Okay.
No, it's me.
Right.
It's me.
Because you said you never went hungry, by choice or not by choice. You never.
You
went
can't
hungry.
relate. You're right, but I'm willing to admit it. You never willing to admit when you're wrong.
Admit what? I just said that I went hungry. What are you talking about?
He wants her to admit that, you know, it's different because she was more privileged, which is true. I mean, she did say that she could have called home, but we don't ultimately know if she called home, if they had the resources to give it to her, especially if she's saying that, you know, her family had already done so much, and, you know, maybe that's a part that might be missing out of the conversation. I'm not really sure, but I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you think that she's just trying to relate, or do you genuinely feel like she can relate because of, you know, that rough time that she had in college? I don't know, I personally feel like she can relate to an extent about the feeling. You know, she has that, like she said, she used the word empathy. I think, yes, she does have the ability to empathize with people who go through certain things. I generally think that she does. However, it doesn't negate the fact that everybody does have choices. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I genuinely want to hear you guys' opinion. So make sure you guys leave a comment. Again, if you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. And again, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.